Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction. Well, what to say, it's Bakemonogatari and as you see by the picture here, it is a strange episode. You know what to do, as always, just go down into my descriptions, you will find a link, replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots and you can watch the reaction. Once you've done, please come back here, hear out my thoughts about this episode, about this ending of the story arc, and well, I'll see you soon. For those of you that came back, welcome back. As always, entertaining to say the least, and as so far every end of a story arc, interesting and with a little bit of surprises. Because I got fooled again, which is nice, because it was not in a mean way. It was well done. So let's see. We finally got the background story about Kanbaru and about, well, what happened in her past. So I'm a little bit surprised about the fact that her mother gave her that arm, that hand, in the end, the claw. Who gives something like that to his child? I mean, seriously. But okay, well, it's a strange world. Why not? She thinks it is maybe a test from her mother so that she learns to live without relying on others, to live by relying on her own strength. Well, that test definitely went wrong, as we see now. But well, okay. And she lost both her parents, so a little bit of a sad story. And we got the story about her, using this claw the first time. So she wished, well, the question is how you post it. As she stated in her version, she wished to win the race. As we now know later on by Oshino, she wished to win the race by beating up all the others. And the claw granted the wish and beat up all the opponents, which kind of surprised me. So thus she was afraid of what happened, as she realized what happened. That's why she didn't want to go into track racing anymore, because this wish is, I guess, like an ever-going wish. So she did not say, I want to win this race. She possibly wished for to always be the fastest on track racing. And so if she would have done it again, it would have happened again. So it's a one-time wish, but it repeats itself. So there was the one time, that's why she didn't go there, and that's how she met Senjougahara in the end, because Senjougahara was a famous track racer, so she kind of challenged her to race against her, and she denied it, but that's how they met. So nice. Thus far the story was okay and was fitting, and I was still in the belief of the she's a good girl. Yes, she has some inner demons, in the meaning of that she there's a little part of her that wishes bad on, as example, Araragi, because he's a new love of her girl, but in general she's good. And then Oshino kind of pushed it into our face that Araragi is too nice and just sees the good in people, you know. And nope, it was her wish to hurt him. It was her wish to kill Araragi, and that is a mean thing. It was not very easy for me to connect the dots here for this second wish. The second wish for me was not completely clear until we had the revelation with Senjougahara in the end during the fight. So the second wish is not only to do bad stuff to him, it is a two-parted wish. It is be with Senjougahara and kill Araragi. So it's both. Kill him and get the love of Senjougahara. Two parts in one wish. So that's something I only got completely after the part with Senjougahara, and I really had to recheck what she stated in this moment, because that was not completely clear for me. The wishes were not very specified, so it was a bit complicated, but okay, I got through it. So the paw was growing after the first wish was granted, so you might guess that when the second wish would have been granted, she would possibly have been already like including some parts of her upper body, monkey-like. And after the third wish, she possibly like turns completely into a monkey. And then, well, her soul is gone in this moment. She possibly is the vessel for this demon. However, demons here are bound by their contract, and that is an interesting one. So it is not the evil spirit, the which I discussed last time, the one that tries to turn everything against you. Nope, they are bound to the words of the contract, and if they realize that they cannot fulfill the contract, they leave. That is interesting. So you can work with that. You can try to turn that against the demon, and well, they did. Araragi tried it in one way, and in the end, Senjougahara did it in another way. One might question if it was Senjougahara or Oshino. It might very well be that it was Oshino's plan. However, let's see. Yeah. Araragi wanted to kind of sacrifice himself, although he's immortal, so question is if that would have worked. What's interesting for me in the background is that he let Shiotzi drink from him. And if I understood that correctly, by doing so, he gets stronger. So she drinks his blood, but he gets stronger. That's something that surprised me. As far as I know, if a vampire drinks blood, he gets stronger, not when he loses it. So, not sure how this is going. But okay, was the one time first interaction we had with her. And we heard about the fact that she has a blade, which seems to be incredibly sharp. So we have an artifact lying around there somewhere, waiting to be used. Watching out for it in the future. Oshino really tried to... Well, he didn't try to tell him what to do, but he really pointed out to Araragi that there would have been other options, like cutting off the arm would have been an option. And Araragi simply didn't want to go for it. So here we have the thing, he is a good guy, he wants to mend the two girls back together. He doesn't want Kanbaru to lose her arm, he wants her to play basketball again. He wants everyone to have like a happy ending, you know? So he's in very, very many ways like me, because I'm the same. And well, in this case, and that's the thing where I'm not like him, he's willing to sacrifice himself for it. Like, yeah, you can beat me to a pulp. And no, not for me, thanks. Question is, if he could be killed by her. I think he could. It's just a matter of the amount of violence, I guess. It just takes longer. There has to be like a maximum even for him what he can take in damage, and which he cannot heal then. But well, it was his. I think it was one of his plans. So I go in. She tries to kill me and realizes that she can't because I'm a vampire. And then the plan doesn't work, the contract doesn't work, and the demon leaves. Fine one. Multiple things that are a problem here. One is, as I said, I think if you do enough damage and cut off the head as example, then you are still dead. And the other thing is, he still underestimated the fact how much the killing him thing is not only from the claw, but is from the girl as well. And she was completely in berserk mode there, you know, hate. So he learned that the hard way. She really kicked him and pushed him, and I mean, she kicked through his chest and used his inner organs to lasso him through the room. What the heck? I mean, that is talking about too much violence and gore. Seriously, yeah. Okay, due to the kind of graphics, it's okay, but still, it's like, what? Why? Okay. And then we have the appearance of Senjougahara, which solves the problem completely, more neither instantly. So there are three things here. So she comes in, she's extremely cool. She's like, yeah, whatever. Once again, he's lying, beaten to a pulp, and bleeding like hell, and she doesn't really care much about it. At least it seems. The one thing, and I have to agree with her here, she states, "You lied to me. We promised not to lie to each other." And we all know how it is. I mean, if you were ever in a relationship, you know how it is. The typical, we will never lie to each other. That simply doesn't work. It does not work. It very, very often you do not tell everything to the other. It's not lying, you just don't tell because you don't want the other to suffer from stuff that simply is not important, you know? If you have a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, you're walking on the street, on the other side of the street there's one incredibly attractive, beautiful, intelligent, whatever, you know, charismatic person, and there's this moment, you go home and yeah, well, she slips out of your mind sooner or later, it happens, you know. So, and then you get the question, have you seen anything interesting today, you know, just as example, and you could say, yeah, there was this incredibly hot girl. Seriously? Who would do that? I mean, you could, but that is a very open relationship you have there. So, that's it. So, it is not lying, it is not always telling everything. However, here, he did lie, and so I have to agree. So, she found him last episode, when he was beaten down by the claw, and his bike was completely destroyed. And I mean, I really thought she would know what happened. I really thought. But he didn't tell her. He told her that he drove against a lamppost, if I got that correctly. And that's how it happened. I mean, there are multiple things. First one, that is a very weak one. Really weak. I mean, you do not look like that due to that. Second one, she really believed him that? Talking about trust, wow. So there was a stupid lie, and it's surprising that he got out of the situation with that, and so I can see that she's pissed at him there. So that's the one thing. For that, you will have to suffer 10,000 deaths, something like that, but you already did that, it seems. So she's even joking in this situation. Like it. She confronts Kanbaru, and well, it is, in the end, it solves with one simple thing, which she does not say to Kanbaru, she says it to Araragi. You should know me good enough that if I find out that she killed you, then I would kill her. And that instantly solves everything. Because, you remember, two-part wish. Part 1, kill Araragi. Part 2, get my love. In the moment when you kill Araragi, you will never be able to get the love you want. Because she will hate you for it and kill you for it. Solved. Problem solved. Wish cannot be granted. Demon is gone. And I'm not sure, but I think in the moment when she said that, the camera zoomed to Kanbaru, and there is a moment where I have a little sound, like a zzzt effect, something like that. I don't know exactly. And I think that is the moment when the demon was already gone. He was like, okay, that's it, goodbye. So then it's just Kanbaru left and not the demon anymore. I think, I'm not sure. So, that's how she solved it. She points out one major thing, however. She believes, and I agree with her, that he, Araragi, would do stuff like that even if he wouldn't be immortal. If he wouldn't have this body of his. And yes, that's true, because he isn't acting the way he does due to being an ex-vampire. He's doing it because that is the way he is in his inner self, his being, you know? So, that's true. It is a little bit about the fact that she, how did she say it? I don't want to have, like, gifts given in this way. I don't want you to take over my life, do stuff for me without me knowing. I think that it is what it is about. This he wants to do good for her without her knowing, so he doesn't interfere in her good life. That he doesn't show her problems that are. But in the end, it are her problems. So it's a bit of a complicated thing. He wants to do good by her, but by doing so, he takes some kind of freedom from her, because he acts in her stead. It is her problem. It is her life. She is allowed to do her very own decisions as well. Yes, you mean it on good terms. You mean it you do it for good reasons, out of the good of your heart. But still, even then, you should possibly get her into the boat, and especially if you're in a relationship, you should talk to her about it. So yes, I can see that she's pissed. So that's it. Interesting ending. Once again showed that Oshino in the background is working and once again doing the right thing. And now he has a problem, Araragi has a problem of having two girls on his side. So Senjougahara stated to Kanbaru, "I do not love you," after she confessed it. I mean, that's a harsh one. Kanbaru said, "I love you." And Senjougahara answered, I don't, and you know it. I don't love you. You don't want to hear that when you confess your love to someone. But at least she's honest. It's brutally honest, but she's honest. And then she continues with, "Do you still want to stay at my side even after that?" That is an open hand. It is an invitation. And, well, sure she wants. Yeah, possibly. So that's how we now have 3 in the boat. That will be interesting. One more girl, which is strange. I mean, Araragi is really collecting them. No question there. So that's where we left off this time. And once again, a story arc has ended. So interesting will be what is the next one. Still waiting for the story arc about Oshino Shiotsi to go on. Maybe we'll learn a little bit more about the Oshinos in general, both of them. Or we will once again possibly meet a girl with a very interesting story arc. So I'm in for it. I wait for it, and that's it already this time. I hope you enjoyed. I did for sure. As always, please feel free to comment, to like, and to subscribe. And I will see you again next time. Until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.